We're live. Woo! And I realized I forgot something, but don't worry about it.
Woo! Or are we? I thought we were dead.
Or are
No,
we alive?
we're live, but we're dead. Wait, what? Yes, that's the
We're dead live.
we're dead live. Yes, and right now we are
Mm.
in. We're actually halfway through the campaign already. My feels, my heart. I'm not ready. Like I remembered with Changeling, the dreaming, I would be saying like, "Oh, we're still halfway there. We still got time." Then suddenly, boom, it's already the end. But we're not yet at the end. It may be the end for Ali and Ace in terms of life, but there's still their stories to be told, and we're right in the middle of it in the third sessions. Yes, and I play some music. Yes, yes. We'll leave the recap now to our lovely game master who will, I know it was just last Thursday, but I also want to give a. Oh, wait, hold on. Camera froze. Hold. Okay, so I just want to say that after this session, we will be having a little break because our storyteller, vacation, yay! So we will resume on October. So don't worry about
As
that.
as as work to go to.
I work pala. Has work. Sorry, that's the thing. Has work. So we won't have a session next Thursday. So we'll resume on October, with the remaining three. So there's like a mid-season break, pause, intermission, after this third session, and then after that we'll resume October. Still Thursday, still same-ish time. I know we started late. That's my fault. But I now give the floor now officially to the storyteller, Toby, to paint us a picture on what happened in the last session and to just get us up to speed on what transpired.
Yes, hello. I'm Toby. I'm the storyteller for the game, and this is our cozy death stories of Wraith the Oblivion. Um, as of last session, our two characters, Astan and Ali Camay, were able to spend time with their, I guess you could say, the person who molded them to be who they are now, Sir Wang. And Sir Wang opened up his plans and his concerns, given he has a very bad diagnosis of cancer. Knowing the end is near, he had entrusted upon the two plans for how his affairs will be handled and how he sees the school thriving beyond his life. But of course, as the fates would have it, on the drive home, with Ace insisting he can drive despite not having dots in drive.
Oh my
It was
god.
if it's a normal drive.
It's very Filipino to be.
It's a normal drive, but it's gabi and then the sleeping drivers. Well,
Yes. Yeah, hence it's very Filipino.
uh,
Um, the drive unfortunately ended in an unexpected accident. The car was struck by a truck as the truck driver had fallen asleep, and in the ensuing accident, both characters have met their untimely demise. Ace found himself learning that attempting to interact or touch things in what we call the skin lands or the living world causes one to immediately turn intangible at the cost of their corpus. In the meantime, Ali discovered, as an instinctive response to the accident, that she seems to have gained the ability to possess objects. It was a weird feeling of being in the transitional state of um, yucky, yucky floaty goop and being the car. Um, but it does open possibilities on how to relate with the lands of the living, even
I,
now that death has claimed them. And to close the session, just as the two realize they can see each other and communicate in a world that seems to now overlook them, a black dog rushed out of the shadows to greet Ali, and Ali thinks it's Bruno,
I you know
magnificent Sir Wang's dog.
but it's not. Is it? What is it?
Okay. So that is our recap.
Or is it?
Easy. Dun, dun, dun.
With, with our recap, you have two options. Option one is we play it now from that point and continue. Option two is we move forward in time because after the death, it's possible you both just ran off to deal with your own stuff, right? Like Ali, maybe you upon realizing, wait, am I really dead? Maybe you ran home. And then Ace, on the other hand, oh my god. And then maybe you tried to see if you can contact your parents. I mean, it's possible that you split up, or it's possible you stay together. So what would you prefer?
I would actually like, as series cinematics would be, there would be a time skip. There would be something that transpired. Or, like, time is different when you're dead. So, for us, it could have just happened, but we're in a different time. And, like, I would like to see a time thing.
In terms of time with the living, don't worry about that. It's
Okay.
really more, the question is really more, do you
You wanna
want to role
start-
play the shock and horror of realizing you're dead? Or do you want to skip forward to, okay, what do I do now that I'm dead? That's the real that's the real question here.
I kinda would like the shock and horror of it, but a time skip of it. joke, but joke. But a time I would want to play the shock.
I'm okay with the right after.
Yeah, the right after would be good.
Okay.
Yeah.
Then we continue the scene. We open our scene with a slow revolving shot. Think of if this was the set where the accident happened with the destroyed car, the truck, the bodies, the detective, the people who are, Usiceros watching what's going on. The camera's like going slowly around the entire thing. It's not focused on any of you specifically. If this were a movie, whenever it's like the skin lands, it's the perspective of the detective and the living. It's all in full color. But then whenever we like focus on, let's say, Ace trying to deal with something, we're seeing it from his perspective, so suddenly everything's monochromatic. And the living are like hyper contrast colors. So like the skin tones like almost vibrant orange, the whites are almost luminous, and there's that contrast in how you view things when you're in the skin lands or not. So we open the scene with the camera revolving around the scene, and we're seeing the accident. We're seeing a lot of people starting to gather as they're watching what's going on. We see them pulling out cell phones to take photos. Others are using the cell phones so they can zoom and see better what happened. Many questions. Sino ba namatay? Ano nangyari? Kasalanan yata niyan. Yung babae yata nag-drive. It's all the terrible, sexist,
Buisit.
stupid remarks we hear in
Such a buisit.
in the masa into an accident. The
Yeah.
usual thing.
Ay, naku.
The policeman, on the other hand, of course, is right now going through the franticness of trying to see if he can still do something about the two of you. He's trying to see if he can still get your heart beating. He's trying to see if you're responding. But unfortunately, as we have in this story, the cops are not quite as well versed in first aid compared to how they are well versed in shooting. So,
Or are they? Anyway.
diba? So the cop is actually just shoving your chest back and forth and not actually doing CPR. He's not really helping. Then we have the two of you standing there in front of the car headlights, not casting a shadow, with the black dog at your feet. The surge of emotions is intense. You both feel this heaviness that seems to grow more and more. As weird as it sounds, it almost feels like you're getting sleepy. You know how heavy your body feels when you're starting to feel sleepy? It's that minus the mental exhaustion. Either of you can start.
Okay.
Do you want to do something? Do you want to talk to someone? Do you?
So when we last got off, I saw Ali.
Mm-hmm. She emerged from the car, and so the car went wild, wipers, lights, horns, and then suddenly it all abruptly stops as Ali suddenly manifests in front of the car,
Okay.
and she's staring at you, Ace. You see me? And as the two of you rush to each other, the black dog then rushed to the two of you.
What is the black dog doing?
The black dog is just there, a loyal little hound staring in front of Ali. And Ali, right now, I presume you're hugging the dog, thinking it's Bruno.
I wait. I immediately
Bruno, is it you? Is it you,
yeah.
Bruno?
There was an instinctive need for comfort in this moment. Like there's tears streaming down if she is allowed to cry in this moment. She just cry like she's the quiet tears. It's just tears falling down. She holds on to the dog, but then she, assuming it's a different breed, or she just something checks in with her that this isn't Bruno. Cause she would
Do
know.
you know dog breeds?
I would know what Bruno looks like. Does it look like Bruno? Like it's Halo.
It's a good point.
Let's figure it out. Make a perception
Oh no.
alertness roll to see if you've been paying attention to what kind of dog Bruno is.
Perception to end.
Alertness.
Alertness. Oh my god. Yes, I'm paranoid. So
Oh,
5.
and because people normally don't pay attention to these things, we'll make difficulty 7.
Okay. 5. Let's go. First roll of the night.
The dice are rolling.
1.
And we have a 7!
Nice.
Oh god.
You're staring at it. You're trying. You think it is the same type of dog as Bruno. It's a Rottweiler.
I say, how can, what's going on, Bruno? I'm scared. I was just with Sir Wang, and now, it's kind of, it
With your
doesn't.
success, however, you can tell it doesn't seem to exactly be Bruno.
And
Same
The-
breed.
same breed.
but there's none of the tail. You know how dogs,
Yeah.
even a black dog, you can tell there's
Yeah.
features that
Yeah.
make it distinct from another.
Especially somebody
black dog. This
that,
one is just.
yeah. I think it would
This
still
one's
be,
mostly a shadow.
yeah. It would be on brand for Ali to just be like, oh, Bruno, I don't know what's going on. I was just there with Sir. And she stops as she clicks on the details, and she, in her mind, her alert brain, her panic state of she still hasn't, it's just set into her that she died, and she's grieving over it. And then there's this dog that she thought was Bruno, and it's not Bruno, and she essentially touched a dog that isn't, could be wild. Her instinct is immediately to let go and stay still. Her hands are raised and looking as unthreatening as possible. It's okay.
The
I'm
dog, the dog presses against you. It seems to be friendly enough to want to stay by your side,
I,
despite you realizing it's not Bruno. Sorry, Ace, you were saying?
I poke her.
me?
You poke her, and unlike the attempt to touch the detective, where your hand passed through and you felt your corpus tear up, it's solid. It's like a living person you poke. And Ali, you feel a poke you.
I
I'm
look.
like,
Sir,
I flick, I flick her shoulder.
I,
Like, don't move.
aray,
I
aray,
need to
agay. Aray.
test something.
You feel the impact. It's like a normal person you're flicking with your finger. Ali, for you, his interactions with you is as solid as the dog's interactions with you.
Okay, I would say, aray,
When-
sir.
When Ace starts flicking and you react aray aray, the shadow dog turns to Ace and starts growling.
I'm like, oh, sorry. Where'd he come from?
Di ko alam, sir, but, sir, I won't, di
The
kita
dog
kakasuhan.
imposes.
Imposes.
What does impose mean? Like
It
it's
stands in between. Sorry. The dog stands in between the two of you.
oh, okay.
I'm like,
I
huh, that's it.
okay lang. I tell the dog, okay lang si sir yan, si Sir Ace. Sir, di kita kakasuhan, sir. Like, just like yung nangyari sa construction. I won't press
Wait,
charges po.
hold on. Yeah, no. Wait, can you come here for a second? So I gesture her to come over.
Opo.
The closest person is what?
The detective.
Can you poke the guy for me?
Ay,
I need to test him.
do,
Or pat his shoulder. Pat his shoulder.
in this POV, our peripherals, can it still see our dead bodies?
You can see your dead
We're not
bodies.
focused
Oh.
on that right now.
When you're asking
Or-
me to poke the detective, I'm more locked in the fact that there's our dead bodies there, and I'm just staring
You
at
can
it.
see your body.
Yep. I do not listen to Sir. I'm just like staring at dead body.
And I'm like, wait. I hand her face. Ali,
S-
hello.
I slowly turn to. I mean, it's like jolted awake and go, Sir, patay na tayo, sir.
Well, we're still here. I poked you. The dog growled. You can touch me. I can poke your face, or I mean, shoulder. Can you poke the detective, police officer? I don't know what he is.
I not.
Can you try pat the shoulder of Mr. Policeman here?
I not wanting to cause conflict as usual. It's just like, sige po. I poke one finger at the back of the detective and step back.
Lose one corpus on your character sheet.
Gay ka.
You can mark away. Um, you could start marking from the right, basically.
Ayun.
Uncheck one of the right checks.
Ano?
And as you push
okay.
your finger towards his shoulder, and you feel not painful, but you do feel a disruption in your body. It's almost like there was a sudden shaking and your hand passes through.
Ooh, that doesn't look good.
Sir, like, you see the tears are falling down. Sir, may nakita ako. Alam mo, may mga multo sa school natin. May mga multo. Baka multo na tayo, sir.
Thunder.
And I'm like, okay, dead body. We can't touch the living. We can't touch these people. I'm not gonna call it the living. Like, we can't touch these people. I can interact with you. You can interact with me.
Because we're both dead po, sir. Look at your car, sir. Kahit hindi na kita pwede kasuhan.
Yeah, and,
pero,
I'm like, do I need my glasses anymore?
Lightning flashes. You reach for your face. You realize you're still wearing glasses. But then, as you are touching the glasses, you realize as you try to lift them, you can lift them. But the part where your ears rested, it's fused to your ears.
It does it look fused, or I just can't remove it?
You can feel it's fused to your ears. It's like it's part of your body.
Oof.
It's part of your self-image.
oh god.
Does Ali have glasses?
Yes. As
Does
per
Ali wear
picture.
glasses?
Yes.
Can you move your glasses? I
I
can't take my glasses off. It's just like,
You're able to lift, but they're always attached to your head.
okay, this is weird.
more people are gathering. Their presence is starting to become this strange orange hue that is swirling where they're standing, turning them into silhouette-like images.
How does that
The
feel to us?
hue is it makes you well, and naturally it makes you nervous because it's weird, it's supernatural, it's not something ordinary. But at the same time, I'm double checking each of you. Um, okay. So first, Mars roll 2 dice.
You.
John
Eh.
roll 1 die. Wait, John, I'm sorry.
Okay.
Your dark passions, you haven't allocated 7 points.
We went with 4-3-2. Wait, where is it?
Four in the top, then three, then two. Then roll 2 dice.
Okay,
So both of you roll 2 dice.
gotcha. 1,
5
2.
and 7.
Roll 4 and 9.
Okay, Ali has a 5 and 7. Ace has a 4 and 9. Both of you can see the swirling orange energy. And the next thing you know, when you sort of reach out your hand, wondering why you see that glow, part of it zaps into your body. And it's almost like you suddenly had, a sip of Coca-Cola or cold water. Gain 1 pathos. But you feel refreshed. You feel better. And you realize, oh my god, that was fear. You just drank a bit of fear. Lightning flashes, thunder rumbles again.
Did you? And I'm like, did you feel that orange thing?
Oh,
Comparing notes. Basically, his pattern is he's comparing notes with
Yes.
her.
what? How can we drink feelings?
The
You just said-
detective is staring at the body. There's this swirling indigo hue that neither of you seem to recognize or connect with. There's some people in the distance who are laughing as they're watching the scene unfolding. You could see bouncing yellow lights, which somehow you have a sense it might be joy. And then, Ali, you start hearing growls. Looking down, your black dog is staring at one of the alleyways. It is focused on that alleyway and it is growling at the open street.
Um, is there a way to discern, like, look at the direction where the dog is and try to discern what threat it is?
Yes. It's just a question of, if you look at your sheet, are you using death sight, life sight, or heightened senses?
Ooh, I would say, I would say heightened senses, because, like, when a person's, like, going through, like, a near-death experience about heightened lahat, and it's death, it's, like, ultra heightened.
Okay.
So I will go for heightened.
Perception alertness. Your difficulty is 5.
5. 5d10. Oh, there's so much rolls today. Yay. I got a 1.
With their dice results, you stare and focus. You start to realize there's someone standing in the shadows, almost imperceptible because the figure is also in black, almost blending with the shadows. But thanks to your heightened senses as one of the wraiths, you have a better glimpse of what it is. I'll get back to you in a bit. Because while you're focusing and staring, Ace, your attentions are drawn to the side. There's someone in the crowd watching and looking straight at you.
Wow. Who is it? Like, what can I see?
As you look at the person whose eyes are deeply focused on you, your eyes widen in horror and terror. It's your father.
What? In the crowd?
Yes.
How?
Do you approach? Do you call out?
I I I'll keep with my pattern. I'm like, Ali, you see my dad?
As you ask this to Ali, Ali, I go now to the results of your roll. In the shadows, there is a figure standing,
Yeah.
approximately 6'4", 6'5". Um, I guess it's a hood because it's kind of pointed, whatever he's or she's wearing on their head. You know, it's a like sharp edge on the top,
Hmm.
black shadow.
I like.
In-
I'm not paying attention again to Sir Ace, like whatever he's saying. I just take a step back and like grab his elbow or his arm, and like I'm terrified. I'm squeezing at it.
The dog turns to look at you, and as the dog looks at you, so it's growling, then looks at you. The look has that, and you can sense the dog wants to run for it. Ace, you see Ali grabbing you, nervous, and her focus is on the alleyway.
what do I see? I go like this.
Looking at the alleyway,
Yeah, I'm mostly looking at my dad or what looks like my dad, but I kind of glance over at like
the alleyway.
what are you looking at?
You can use perception alertness as well if you're using your heightened senses.
Sure.
Think of
Uh,
heightened senses like you know how we instinctively can zoom and the like when we're using digital media.
mm,
When we look at a photo, we like try to and see if we can zoom in. That's what
right.
it feels like to use heightened senses. You can like localize your senses instinctively, and you're like, oh shit, I can zoom.
So that's a new thing I'm getting used to.
Yes, and it can be overwhelming as you get used to it.
So
As
sige,
you're getting used to it.
I'll try to do that. It's three dice. One, two, three. 6, 8, 4.
Your eyes focus into the darkness, and in the darkness, you see the same hooded figure. The figure is tall, around 6'4", 6'5". The hood tapers to a pointy tip. Um, but then you actually have two success. Yeah, no, same number of successes. Yeah. The figure in the shadows is now starting to step towards the two of you.
What does the figure in the shadows make me?
What would you feel if you realize you might be dead and there's this hooded figure in the shadows walking towards you? It's your call. If it's fear, if it's curiosity, that's up to you.
I would say guarded curiosity,
So you stay put and you watch it approach.
but I also noticing. Do I notice the dog and Ali's reaction?
Um, for some reason, you don't really notice the dog. How do I say this? You parang instinctively check on Ali first and not the dog.
Yeah,
And Ali, your reaction is, and sorry, this is only just me making the players have more agency than
sure, no
NPCs.
problem.
Yeah.
No problem.
Don't worry.
All good.
I am horrified. This is like I'm a very superstitious character. Like I've seen mumus.
Dog glances at you.
It's like wag mo lapitan, wag mo lapitan
Wow.
yan, wag mo lapitan yan. And then like I look at Sir, Tan, alisa tayo. Do I spot his dad somewhere? Is it possible to spot his dad?
Not without looking for him per
Okay.
se, because that would mean finding a face in the crowd, right?
Okay. So I would
It's not
just
someone you'll just spot automatically.
implore Sir Ace, he's the boss. We're in the same predicament. Sir, alis tayo. Ayoko dito. Nakakatakot yan. Scary. Alis
I
tayo.
sige, so cause basically how he's preventing himself from freaking out is hyper focusing on like
Yes, I
he
get
kind of
this.
he locked his brain on like okay I have to go hyper analytical or I'm just gonna
Yeah.
like
Just stick to tasks so you don't panic.
yes. So I'm like okay new task. I'm with someone. See Ali rather. It's like okay, sige.
Lightning flashes.
We need to find.
Thunder
I don't know
rumble.
where's a safe spot. That's the thing.
A droplet of rain hits the broken windshield. The figure in the shadow steps another step forward. The dog turns to you again, Ali, and starts running a few feet away in a different direction, then stops and looks at you, and then
I
runs back to you. It's like
Okay.
parang run this way, then comes back, this way,
okay.
then comes
So
back.
Ali's the
You
type
point this out to me.
Ali in this point because like she's a pure emotional creature right now. And even if she's afraid, her instincts towards animals. If there is a danger and she's afraid,
Okay.
but this creature, even if she doesn't know what it is, it's not Bruno, but it's still an adorable animal that is approaching a threat.
If
As it's moving towards the hooded creature, Ali will instinctively go no and actually go with the dog to try to stop him from moving. Like no, look at him up, and I actually move towards the hooded figure trying to
Oh
stop the
wait.
dog.
Is the dog trying to approach the hooded figure or trying to run away?
No, trying to run away.
Oh, running
Ah,
away. Okay.
So sorry, Mars. Just to make sure I understand. When you say no to grab the dog, you don't want the dog to run off alone,
Yes,
right?
I'm protecting it from the threat.
But when it tries running away from the shadow, you move with it in that direction.
Yes. Yes.
Okay. So Ace, Ali's starting to move away from you every now and then because the
okay.
dog will pull away and she follows and the like. The shadow,
I'll follow.
however, Ace,
Yeah.
just to wrap it up, the shadow steps into the edge of the light as you see a
Okay.
hand coming into view, illuminated by the light.
Okay.
The hand is mostly bone, encased in a black aura. And the
Oh.
hand reaches out, and you hear a voice say, "Come with me or you will die."
Uh,
And it's this point a raindrop from the heavens hits you. Lose one corpus.
ah. And that hurts.
Another raindrop hits the ground,
Okay,
and
we
a
need to
third
find cover.
raindrop, and a fourth. You, Mars, lose one corpus.
Okay, we need cover. We need to find cover.
Oh no, I'm getting hurt.
Rain is not ghosts.
Uh, oh no.
Do I know this? I'm like, oh shoot.
Well, you're now realizing it because with each
Like,
droplet that hits you,
it's like
you feel that
we're lit. We are literature educated. I might have read about this. Like, oh shoot, water. Okay, anyway, it hurts. We need cover. We go to Ali. Said we need to get to cover ASAP.
I will actually
lightning
like
flashes again.
I will grab the dog and like cry like I'm just confused. I'm in pain from the raindrops. He's saying cover. Is there a nearby like cuz I know it's a road, it's a highway. Is there like a
Yeah.
place
Nisha,
nearby? I mean road.
Not highway. This is the tight narrow roads in Manila. Those there's like
Super
katabing buildings and pilots and the like.
Okay, is there the closest building I
What would you
will
like to find?
if there's a closest building na
Cover.
open or ano, you know,
I'm happy with that. You run for the closest building.
yes.
Yep.
Okay, the two of you start rushing for the closest building, and the closest building is away from the shadow that's offering a hand, and it is also away from the crowd that has gathered. As the two of you start running as fast as you can, you know that sound when rain finally starts falling. That hush that seems to grow loud as each droplet increases in number hitting the ground.
Mm.
You hear that.
Ugh.
With the downpour starting, building the building still ahead. Both of you, please roll dexterity athletics to get to the closest cover before the rains hit you. You need 2 successes to get there unhit by the rains.
Can I ask
So
again what we're
while
rolling?
Sorry?
What are we rolling again?
Can you ask for
No, what are we rolling again?
dexterity athletics?
Okay. Dexterity athletics, and we need 2 successes.
Yes.
Difficulty.
At least 2 successes so you're not hit by the rain at all. Your difficulty is 7. Now before you roll, how many dice do you have? Don't roll yet.
5.
You have 5 dice. As the dog in your arms leaps off your arms and starts running ahead of you, you have this innate sense the dog wants to help you. Will you accept 3 dice from the dog?
Yes.
I am offering you 3 free dice from the dog.
Yeah, sure. Sure, I'll take it because like she doesn't see a threat to the dog yet.
I don't know if you can hear Rocky. Okay, so first roll your 5 dice, then we'll roll the 3 dice separately.
Okay.
Okay? So roll your 5 dice.
Wait. Okay, that is 6, 8, 3, 3, 8.
Oh, you're doing pretty well. You actually have your 2 successes already, but roll now your 3 dice.
Okay.
You have a 5, 7, and 6. So you definitely have 3 successes. As the rain starts pouring, you are running for the nearby cover of the building. The dog darts to the side, and you realize by following the dog, you're under one of the trees, and the droplets are far less. You can see them hitting the ground as you're maneuvering towards the cover. John, when you're ready, just let us know. But you're good.
Yeah, I'm good. Sorry.
Okay, so
Had a call.
so as Ali, you safely get to the awning. I'll get back to you. Ace, it's your turn. It's a dexterity athletics roll, but don't roll yet. Gather first your dice. How many dice do you have?
My dex athletics is 4.
Okay, don't roll yet. The
Okay.
difficulty is 7, and you need at least 2 successes
Oof.
to get to cover without getting hit by the rain.
Okay.
As you are weighing your options, your head instinctively glances back to the crowd. You see your father looking at you.
That's
You
strange.
see his eyes are filled with judgment, and innately, you feel he wants you to succeed.
That is.
I'm offering you 5 dice. Do you want to take 5 free dice?
I can choose how many I want to take.
No. You can say 0, meaning you won't take any, or yes, you take all 5. Shut up. Rocky's saying a lot of things. The mic's not picking it up.
No, it's okay. I'm gonna willpower it and take.
You'll
my
stick
time.
to willpower and ignore your father?
For now, yes. Because galit ako.
Smart man. You look away from your father. You will yourself to succeed no matter what. So spend 1 willpower. You have 1 success so far, and roll your 4 dice.
Okay.
We need 7s or higher.
Wow.
No!
Wala.
Hubris.
As you are running, Ali ducks to one side and you ignore her. But as you keep running, the downpour starts hitting Lusa Corpus as it tears through your shoulder, and you realize, if this were a movie, we see it in slow motion. We see a droplet, literally a droplet, hit your shoulder, and then it tears through like a bullet, ripping through your body until it hits the ground.
Okay.
And as you're running, we see the bits of your corpus trailing like you were torn tissue paper. A few more raindrops are falling, and another one tears through your side of your face, cutting through your cheek, your neck, your chest, your stomach, then hits the road and the ground. You've lost basically 2 corpus in this run.
Okay.
And you get to the roof, the awning.
Sakit.
With the 2 of you there, breathing heavily from the run, and then realizing you don't need to breathe. You know, that just then you're like, wait, why am I doing this? Why- I think I have to do this. You stop breathing heavily because you don't feel. You know how the physical body breathes heavily because you can feel that need for oxygen. You realize you don't feel it at all.
Psychological.
And as you're standing there beneath the rooftop of that building, the rain is now pouring. It's a curtain of gray and silver. You could hear the people all screaming, "Ay, mulan! Ay, napapasa tayo!" Okay, ganyan. You could hear the detective cursing because now, as far as he's concerned, the crime scene is,
A mess.
it's contaminated. It's a mess. And as the rain is pouring and all that, the two of you look at each other. Um, you look the way you do. However, where you have lost corpus, imagine imagine if you were made of crepe paper and clay and tissue and then run a blade through so you could see the tears and the stuff, but it's also like it's underwater, it's slightly floating.
Mm. Okay.
And
I look
as
terrible.
you look at your injuries, there's that feeling of, oh my god, I don't see my bones. I
I
if
look
Mhm.
weird, like a faded watercolor torn to shreds, or something. I don't know.
Do I
But
see this
you're
like him
safely on the roof.
poking at
Yeah,
his
yes, Ali.
hole? Here, I'm seeing
Both of
him.
you.
I'm seeing him
Yes.
poke. I'm horrified. Like, sir, kailangan mo yung hospital? May magagawa ba ang hospital? Ay, tama. We're dead.
He
We're dead.
he probably also points to your own wounds where you similar
Oh, ah.
tearing.
I look at the dog. Is the dog hurt? Because I'm putting the logic. If I'm getting hurt, sir boss is getting hurt.
Oh,
Dog's getting.
the dog is the dog is just black, shadowy, pure.
Oh, okay. I'm glad you're okay. I pet the dog reassuringly. At least okay.
The
It
dog licks your face. Shadowy.
I look. I take a peek through the rain. See if the weird shadowy creepy guy is still there.
Yes.
The skeleton guy.
Across the street in the what you call those waiting sheds. Those concrete waiting sheds that mayors have built for people to wait for rides, which are completely useless because no one really stays there. It's still there, avoiding the rain, staring at you guys from across the street. But then you see the figure, realizing that you're now there on the other side. It pulls out from its robes a sickle, this curved, serrated blade with a short handle. And then it plunges it mid-air, and you see the very sky wobble like a heat wave. And then he cuts downwards and it tears open.
Sir.
The hole that it creates is like a wound in the very world. You see it vibrant red and pulsing,
I, I,
and
I
you see the figure plunge into the hole.
You see
sir,
that?
sir, naniniwala ka sa kamatayan? Naniniwala ka sa kamatayan, sir?
We're dead.
Is this an agent of death?
Oh my
Are we
god,
sup-
we're dead.
Are we supposed to accept him? Pero nakakatakot siya, sir. Hindi ba dapat tahimik?
Ace starts to laugh a little hysterically,
Mm-hmm.
and then he just kind of stops and he's like, "We're dead."
I start crying silent tears again and like,
Start-
sir, para kung patay tayo, bakit papunta sa kamatayan? Ba't di tayo dumiretso sa heaven? Or sa hell? Or sa purgatory? Is this purgatory, sir?
I don't know. Hindi ko alam. We don't see. but we're not alive. I think. And I'm like, is it this? This feels like I've read something like this. This is like one of those weird, me being. So you see these TV shows, these books or whatever.
My
about
eyes are still
not being
outside with the kamatayan. Is there any inclination that this guy is moving towards us, or he just left?
He just left. Remember, he cut a wound into the very world.
Okay, and
He
then left.
sliced open the very air, and it became this red pulsing hole. And then he stepped through. And as he stepped through, the hole closed again. And it's just now the world.
Yeah, I'm
Rain
just
is pounding. Water swirling in the street. Sorry, Ace, continue.
No, it's okay. Go lang.
The dog barks, and you see your dog barking and wanting to run further into the building alley.
Wait lang. Hindi ko na maintindihan kung ano nangyari, pero... Sir, I think we need to keep going.
Yep.
I think we need to move.
You know what? I got no better ideas. Sure, let's go.
I asked... I tried to
sure.
I tried to speak to the dog.
Let's go for it.
Alam mo ba kung saan kami pwede pumunta? Kung saan pupunta? Are you an angel?
The dog growls at Ace.
I can see the dog growling at me, right?
Yes. It's you can see the dog. It's just that earlier want the dog to be the deciding factor for the moment.
Right.
Yun lang yan.
Okay.
I just let you instinctively check on Ali first, not the dog. But you can see the dog.
Okay.
The dog growls at Ace, and Ace, you see the dog doesn't seem to like you being close.
That is strange. That's strange. It's your dog, I guess.
Bakit ako may aso? Patay na ako. May aso ako.
I don't know.
But,
it's like, maybe it's a ghost dog. Baka ghost dog siya. Parang...
So are you leading
I
us
mean,
to
there's
heaven?
a lot of stories about dogs in hell, right? Yung Cerberus and whatever.
Ay, oo nga. Are you here to bring us to heaven? I talk to the dog.
The dog looks at you and seems dumb. Parang, huh? derp moment. Dog just gives you a derp face.
Oh my god, you
when
precious...
you ask if he's bringing you to heaven.
Sweet summer child. Okay.
He's bringing us somewhere. He's bringing you somewhere. He wants to bring you somewhere, right?
I follow. I'm like, sige, sundan kita. Basta wag sa ulan.
And as the dog moves, you follow Ali. Ace?
Follow her.
It turns.
He doesn't want me to follow you.
No.
I tell Ali, he doesn't want me to follow you.
No, he has to go. We're the only ones. I know him. Mr. Boss.
I don't mind following you, but he doesn't want me to follow.
The dog still growls.
I beg the dog, please let Sir Boss follow. I will be alone.
Do you step forward, Ace?
I kind of gauge how it's going when she talks to the dog. Like how is she? Does it seem to be listening to her?
Yes. When she talks to the dog turns to face her and pay attention.
Okay, so we'll see how that goes. It's like, okay, you ask,
but
I take a step, one step.
It turns to you and starts barking again.
Okay. There seems to be like a certain distance that he doesn't want me to be near to you. Why don't you walk and I'll follow, like, however far we are right now.
Okay.
5-6 paces away. I don't know.
Can I swat the dog whenever he barks? Like, no, bad. When he barks at Ace.
When you hit the dog, it whines and looks at you as if you're hurting it.
No barking. No barking. Let him follow. Pavlovian, let's go. Pavlovian effect.
As you move, Ace, you see them moving ahead. You're about to take the step to follow them. A hand touches your shoulder.
Oh shoot! What's the hand look?
You glance at the hand. It's an old, gnarled hand. Folded skin, rough knuckles.
Ah, not
Nope.
skeleton. Yeah, okay, sure. I'll take a look at it.
You see your father.
Oh
He's
shoot!
standing at the very edge of the rain. The rain is like behind him. He's looking straight at you and he mutters, "So I guess even here, you're still trying to be better than me."
You're not dead.
He looks at you. "You're not dead."
Ali, Ali.
You call out and look at Ali. Ali, you're walking with the dog. You know Ace will be following. So far, the dog has, as long as you keep patting the dog doesn't seem to be looking at the back. And as you're beginning to move at a faster pace with um, the dog rushes in front of you to turn a corner. And as you glance down the corner, just before Ace starts calling out for you, at the edge of the corner, the room is a different room.
Yes.
The room is filled with bulletin boards, with notes and posters pinned on the walls, taped on the walls, jalousie windows on one end, fluorescent lighting, rotating ceiling fan, bean bags on the ground. You know those, I forgot what you call those weird puzzle piece floor things that are normally used to make sure that you don't sit on the floor directly.
Yung
And
parang
you're
rubber mat.
Yes,
thing.
those rubber mats. And you realize, Ali, you're staring at the tutor's house, which is very far from this part of Manila.
Oh.
The dog looks at you and
I try to look back to see if I see Sir Tan. I mean,
looking back, you see the tutor house wall, the door. The door is open, and beyond the door, which you were kind of hoping was the corridor earlier you were walking, instead is the living room with the large sala, which is connected to the tutor's house. It has the piano, the bookshelves.
oh my god.
You're in the tutor house. I guess this place would be what, in Green Hills or something?
No, my brain's like
San Juan.
BF Homes, char. Like,
Okay, this is in Parañaque. This is very far away from where you were driving.
Basta
Yeah.
malayo.
oh my god,
It's far.
it is. And I'm like, it feels like whiplash. I pinch myself. What do I feel when I pinch myself?
You feel your corpus. You feel normal, like a person pinching yourself.
And I'm not dreaming. I look around.
So strange.
It's hurt. I start assuming that it's nighttime. The lights are off because I
Yes.
kind of know.
Yeah.
I kind of know what the tutor house looks like because I would stay there up until nighttime. Pag, parang sasabihan
Yes.
pa, they would actually end up turning off the light and realizing I'm still there in the living room or something. I'd be like, hello?
Your voice does not echo in the room. Perhaps because your voice does not bounce against the room. The
I-
only response you hear is the distant rumble of rain that has yet to fall in Parañaque.
I start moving around. Ayo. Ayo. It's like tao po. Ayo. Ayo.
Looking around, you're moving carefully. You see, You see stacks of books, you see the folded chairs and tables. At one point, you turn and you're shocked by a figure that's staring straight back at you, only to realize that this dissected humanoid is just those piecemeal things. You could remove the skin, then the
Oh yeah,
muscle, then
the body anatomy thing. Yeah.
Mhm.
We have a name for him. Benny. Visit ka, Benny. I call out to the body and I go, I start looking around, seeing if there's anyone in any of the rooms, the tables. Hello?
You approach the side room. There's the side room where a lot of the um, files would be placed. You know, if anyone's here, maybe they were in the side room and not in the main tutor room. Peering in the side room, you see the folders and all that. It's all quiet and dark. As you turn back to the tutor house, there's a bright flash of light that blinds you momentarily. And you take a moment for your eyes to adjust because you realize that's what happens when you leave your heightened senses on the whole time.
Yep.
So you pull back your heightened senses, the lights go back to normal light, and as your eyes come into focus, you see Memeng. I'll get back to you
Oh, I mean,
because your father is staring at you, Ace. You're the one who's not dead. What are you doing in my afterlife?
Your afterlife? Shoot. When I like
Behave.
Wait, how can you? I can feel him.
You reach for him, feel his shoulder, he looks at you a bit surprised. Pambihira naman purgatory to, anak ko pa yung makikita ko.
When did this start? I am
He
pointing
looks
at
at
him.
you. He stares at you, but you see his hand gently touch his chest.
Okay.
oh no.
Are you an angel? Are you here to guide me?
Yung ganun yung ano ko. Like,
You're probably the devil reminding me of my regrets.
when did you die?
He stares at you, and then he's thinking it's a test. After I spoke with my son, didn't realize he affected me so much. First, it was just sadness in the chest, but then it didn't stop. Just felt so heavy. Started to feel the pain all the way to my arm. Then I couldn't breathe. Everything became cold.
So what's running
Is
in Ace's head is like, what are the chances that you would be dying the same night I die?
His eyes narrow. I don't like this if this is a joke. What do you mean my son is dead? He has a legacy to fulfill.
You see the rain. You see the car. Did you see the car crash?
He glances back at the rain. Was that why I'm here?
I don't know.
Were you in that car?
Yes, I was.
Was I pulled to where you were?
I guess you were.
He slowly glances at you. Will you always be this much of a disappointment?
We're dead. There's nothing else to disappoint.
He
There's
suddenly
no
looks
point
up.
to it.
He looks up but not at you. It's like a realization moment. and then he says one word, and you realize it's the name of your mother.
Huh.
And with this sudden realization, you see him look around and he starts running down a corridor.
Ah, shoot. I start running after him slowly at first, and then try to catch up.
Okay. I'm just double checking. We have a name for your mother, right?
Actually no. So
Wala pa.
I'll think of a name. Wait lang.
Yeah, the mother and father, wala pa.
No, my dad has a name. He's Ramon.
Right, Ramon.
What's a common? No, I don't want to use that thing. I don't want something not an actual relative.
Yes, please avoid.
Um,
Let's have a filter. Let's filter from personal life.
That's why I'm trying to think of like what's a
Teresi-
common
Susan?
Filipino name, but it's
Teresita?
ano yun?
Teresita or Susan?
No. Definitely not Teresita.
I hit bingo card.
Susan na lang. Susan. Wala akong close relative na Susan. Okay,
Yes,
let's go with
Susan.
No close relatives na Susan.
So you hear your father, Susan, and he starts running. And as he starts running, you chase after him. We cut back to Ali. You see Memeng in the room, and the first thing she mutters is, Ali?
Oh my god, Memeng, can you hear me? Can you hear me?
She shakes her head. Memeng, what's wrong with you? Why are you thinking Ali's here?
I'm here. I'm here.
And she walks straight into you. Lose one corpus.
Agay. Oh. I cry. I was like, please, I'm
It
here.
might even be you wanted to hug her and she just walked through you.
Agay.
Ah,
I didn't hug. I was just like, I kind of just want someone to recognize me. Please, please. I'm
Having
here.
walked through you, she places her hand and what's the name of the science thing?
Benny. Si Benny.
Hey Benny. She taps Benny. She taps Benny on the shoulder, and Benny does not respond, and she just laughs at herself.
Oh my god. Please.
Rumble outside, flash of lightning, and looks like it's gonna rain. She starts going to the windows, closing the jalousies.
Oh, there's a temptation for me to just like, please. Like, I'm like, Meng, nandito ako. I'm here. I died, but I'm somehow here. I died with Sir Boss. I think I've told you about Sir Boss. Si Astig. Si Astig, we died. I died beside Astig. It's just...
She doesn't seem to respond to you at all. She is busy with the windows. Please roll the following for me.
Oh, okay.
Roll 3 dice.
3 dice. So, 3d10. Yes?
Yes.
I got a 10!
Are you willing to spend 1 pathos?
What does Pathos do again?
It's like glamour. It's the energy. It's like blood pool for vampire.
Yes, please.
So you spend 1 pathos, and what was your last line?
I'm like, please, like, I died with Sir Bossy Astig. Remember Astig? I died beside. Please, just,
Memeng suddenly straightens up, and she's looking around the room all of a sudden. Astig? You hear her mutter.
oh, si Astig.
Did someone just say Astig?
Like, I'm crying because, like, someone at least was, "Oh, marinig mo ako, please, please." I look around, like, registering what Astig, aka Ace, said. We're dead. We're dead. His laugh is in my head. I look at Benny, and there's an urge to, like, topple, to, like, signal that I'm here. So I will try to engage with Benny.
How? Talking to her more, trying to reach for something.
I tried to talk more, but with Benny, to signal that I'm here, I will try to topple over, like a poltergeist thing, like, I'm here. I'm a mumu. I'm dead.
Roll again 3 dice.
Oh.
Spend another pathos point.
I'm depleting
That's
my
tricky.
I'm depleting my pathos. I only have 4.
And as in, I'm here. Yeah! You try to reach for something, but then as you are about to reach for the object, you freeze and you suddenly worry if you hit it, you might tear more of your corpus away. The frustration is swirling into you and you're getting really annoyed. And Memeng suddenly stands up. Ah! Why do we feel so annoyed? Oh my god, is this a hot flash or something? And she storms out of the room.
I follow her. Please, please. I'm sorry. I made you angry. Somehow,
As you try following her to the next room, before you could get to that next room, she slams the door shut.
bang.
Ooh.
No. I fall down and be like, I thought you could hear me. I sob.
The dog comes up to you and starts licking your face to try to calm you down.
I start looking out at the tutor house. It used to be a place of comfort, and I just stay on the floors, squatting, doing an Asian squat while just, like, crying.
Please roll. Ooh, that's 4 dice plus 2. So 6 dice.
Me? Ugh. Wait, no. It kept the old dice. Sorry. I should clear it. Can I clear it? It stayed 361
Yeah.
from the old dice. I'm crying. Please, I go home.
Spend another pathos.
Oh no, I'm draining. I'm draining of the
And-
pathos.
And as you're crying and as you're feeling your emotions swirl at you, you start to feel something happening in the room. And as you look up, you realize some of the books in the area, some of the papers have started to rise up even if there's no wind. And a whiteboard marker has flung itself into the air, scribbling a spiral, and then clatters to the floor. And you're staring at this, and then they all drop again. The dog continues licking your face to try to calm you down. We shall get back to you.
Emotional.
You're now seeing the challenges of contacting the quick. The quick and the dead is the term.
Yeah. Ooh, it's so crazy.
We cut back to you, Ace.
Sure.
Your father has started running. Susan! And he starts hurrying down the corridor.
Well, I'm following him.
You hurry with him down the corridor. He stops at an intersection, then starts running blindly down one of the intersections. And as you continue following him, it ends in this long corridor that shows numerous doors.
Oh my
Um,
gosh.
the numerous doors are abuzz with activity. They're not closed. They're mostly ajar, if not completely open. The place illuminated.
This is
One of the nearby doors that has the door one of the nearby doors that has left its door open. Music is coming out, and um, in the hallway there's like four people right now crouched beside one open doorway. There's a chessboard on the floor. There's a woman who's complaining right now that everyone's too noisy. There's a couple in one doorway who's nuzzling at each other. There's a third person on the floor who's cutting their toenails and, making fun of the couple. It's a residential building,
huh. So I
and your
lost my dad.
father is, rushing between them down the corridor,
Uh,
trying to get to the end of it.
I I take a peek at the open door, but basically when I see him rushing down, I'll also try to catch up.
A glancing peek at the open door, since you did mention that, um, you see the woman who has what seems like a tindahan. There's all these sachets and stuff hanging in the wall. There's that glass table display case with candy and cigarettes and the like. And she's yelling at the people, ang ingay-ingay ninyo, mga walang hiya kayo! Ang dami niyong utang! Blah, 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 blah. Please roll 4 dice.
Ah. Oof. 0. 10, 1,
Um,
1, 2. Oh my gosh.
you realize that anger tastes like chili. Get 1 pathos,
Hmm.
gain 1 pathos.
Hmm. Okay.
And since you rolled 2 ones, please note on your sheet,
Okay.
if you look at the shadow section, the shadow has just gained 2 points of angst.
Ah.
You
Yeah.
feel the anger fill you and give you some power, but the shadow also feels that anger and drinks a bit of it.
Mm. Okay.
You hurry down the corridor, and as you're moving down the corridor after your father, any of the other people in the corridor catch your notice?
Oh. Um. I'm like debating like, do I take this in? But no, I'm gonna lose my dad. I just like I lost Ali. I'm gonna follow my dad.
Ignoring the people, ignore the love, you ignore the lust, you ignore the envy that is swirling around you. And as you rush to the end of the corridor, you see your father standing there. He seems to be breathing heavily, and then he turns to look at you. Susan, we have to get to Susan.
Ah. Yeah. Sure. Where is this place that we're in right now? Like, do I recognize it?
You try to in your head. Let's make an intelligence streetwise.
Intelligence and streetwise.
Standard difficulty 6.
4 plus just a straight up 4. 10, 9, 1, 7.
Yeah, you remember the place to be the we ano diba? We mapped it out as like um just Makati back streets of Makati, right?
Yep, yep.
Yeah. So this is back streets of Makati closer to the riverbank, closer to ano.
Oh, okay. Hmm. How do we get there?
He looks at you. Can you cut this open?
Cut what open? What's he pointing at?
He reaches his hand out, and as it touches the air, it wobbles. Imagine if the wall in front of you was a projected image on a bag of hot air. So when he
Yeah, I
touches it,
guess.
it's like boom, boom, boom.
What is in it? I try to feel it as well.
As you push against it, your hand feels the wobble, then it's just nothing. There's nothing there.
Oh,
He
so I
looks
can
at
push
you
you.
and tells you, I can help you open the door, but you must be the one to cut it open.
Open the door. There's nothing here. I just like I go like this. There's nothing.
He reaches out and asks for your hand.
Let me roll a dice. Okay, sure.
As you hold his hand, as you give your hand, he holds it up, and then as he pushes it, guiding your hand, you feel the wobble.
Okay.
You feel the skin. It's like a layer of, it's like a membrane in the sky above or ahead that cannot be seen, but with his help, you can feel it. And he tells you, we can get to your mother. I can teach you, but will you listen? Will you actually get, will you actually be taught?
We'll see. We'll see.
He looks at you. Why can you never just give a straight answer? Are you so afraid of failing and disappointing me that you can never just say yes or no?
I just Ace just stares at him.
Can't you, even for once, just learn to follow?
Hmm. uh, he goes, I'm letting you try now, aren't I?
Stares at you. Are you? I need you to say it.
Yeah.
Father, teach me to get to mother.
Uh, very well. Father, teach me to get to mother.
You see your father smile. You feel your mind suddenly expanding. Terrifyingly, if you look at your sheet, you have gained the power. You now have Argos at level 3, which allows you movement. Pretty much it's like short level teleportation.
Okay.
And as the realization of this kicks in, you realize you are actually able to travel 300 yards in an eye blink. It's not super far teleportation, but it is still something you thought impossible, but now innately you know you can do. And you hear your father tell you, now pull out your sword, cut a hole, so we can travel even further.
Nice. Nice sword.
And as you're wondering about what he means by sword,
I
the
didn't
weight
bring
of
the
it
sword.
the weight of it is suddenly in your palm. And as you look down, your relic, your old Tai Chi sword, is now in your hand.
Where did this? It's solid.
He stares at you, because like you, it has died. Long forgotten from the time you used to use it. Now let us go to your mother. You see him touching the wobbly air. Cut through the shadow, that we may visit your mother.
Ace looks at him uncertainly, but pulls out the sword, and he's like, swings it over, and he's like, "All right." Cuts through.
You plunge the blade into the mid-air, to the wobbly membrane.
Mm-hmm.
It's like tearing a blade into a very rotten banana. The resistance is momentary, and then the mush is thick and goopy. And as
Okay.
you cut in a downward slash with this blade that isn't even meant to cut, you feel the tear results in this vacuum that starts to suck you in. Your father grabs hold of you as you and he are plunged into this opening. An opening which, because of your knowledge of Flicker, you now innately know to be called Nihils. Nihil. And as you are sucked into this Nihil, you feel yourself plunged into this cold void where nothing seems to move. Imagine you're floating in a room of white, no ceiling, no floor, nothing. But then far below, almost like a pinprick of black, you could sense that down below is a place which, if you went to, you will be obliterated.
Okay.
And then that momentary of all white gone, and you're suddenly going through another membrane, re-emerging into the Shadowlands, exiting the Tempest, as it is called. And as you emerge, and behind you hear the as the Nihil closes, and it's back to the wobbly, then it's the world again. You look around you, and you realize you're in the family house. Last thing to do before I jump to the other player, please look at your sheet.
Yep.
Row 50, column B for BF. You have gained a permanent new power. However, the shadow gets a permanent point of angst.
Wait, Sandy.
I marked it 50 BF.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm writing down what it just did for you.
What's it called?
Do you see it now? What I typed?
Yeah, refresh ko lang yung sheet.
Okay. I'll get back to you.
Sure lang. Get back to me. We'll do this.
I'm
Para
showing
you
it
can
on
see it.
screen if
But
ever.
Ali?
They're seeing
Right.
they're seeing the ability on screen, because while you're showing the sheet, I'm also showing the sheet in real
Yeah.
time, just to let you know.
That's cool. Thank you.
Oh.
Okay,
I am a
so
little
back to you.
confused. But okay
Yeah,
lang.
that's okay. But you feel free to ask in character, and I will be happy to Ali,
Yes.
you are staring at the closed door, the dog's licking your face to calm you down.
I I look around and I just wipe my tears and I just try to, like, weirdly, despite the sadness, I'm kind of glad that I'm here in this place. I look around and I'm thankful. Like, I have good memories here. It brings me back to, like, you know, the good
The
times.
place feels comforting.
Yes, it is.
You feel safe here.
Is it starting to rain in Paranaque?
Looking out the window, you hear the rumble. The rains have started to fall. Was there something specific you were hoping to look for?
We're in the room I'm in, it's the one with Benny, right? Does it have the open like
Yes.
open tables, open books? I
Yes.
And then the whiteboard with the spiral. I tried to look for this kind of in this place, assuming it's like a tutor house, they would actually put like the people um who did well in the tutor house, they would have like this star system of every person that goes
Mm-hmm.
through a batch. I tried to look at the walls full of star stickers and see if mine, after all this time, is still there.
To your surprise, well, maybe not so much because it has been years. But no, there's no sign of your name there. Instead, you see a lot of different names. It seems they've even progressed the system. Students now leave a note pinned to the same wall if they see their name on it. So
So,
rather than just a recognition wall, kids can now also leave a thank you
uh,
or something if
oh,
they see their name is on the list.
do I see any names of
It
my
feels bittersweet because you're gone.
Yeah.
Diba? But at the same time, oh, it's a two-way thing now.
Yeah. I mean, that's better. Like, it progressed, but do I recognize if any of the names? Because assuming this is the same tutor house, close to school, whichever, um, are my students' names in any of the notes?
Yes, some of them are there. One of them has a pinned note and it's partly open because of the it was pinned, and you see there. Um, I'm really happy you're my tutor. You're as fun as my teacher in the school.
There's like happiness, but then a sadness, and then a realization. I'm not gonna see these kids anymore. I'm not gonna be able to teach them. My heart breaks, and I continue my silent tears again.
One moment. Having stated that, are you willing to spend 1 pesos?
Ah, my pathos is ridiculously low, but let's go for it. She doesn't know what's happening. Yeah.
As you innately find yourself wondering about how your kids are doing, your energies flow into your eyeglasses, activating your artifact. And the next thing you know, your glasses act like a VR headset. And suddenly, in hexagons all around you, it's like a globe of hexagons surrounding you. You see all your students. Some of them are asleep, a few are awake and they seem to be playing some video game. One is awake and still reading a book.
Ay, si ano yan?
One is crying. But you could see them all as you're looking around. Oh my god, my students. You could see all of them.
Yeah, I would recognize, si ano to, si, uh, I'll just put it as Ay, si Nathan to, yung naglalaro, si David. Like, and then I look at the student that's crying. What are they crying about?
As you focus on the crying student, the other hexagons fade away, and the one you're staring at, you see a silver string that seems to parang it became visible. It from 0 opacity to 100 opacity. You see a silver string from the hexagon flying through the window out into the sky.
I reach for the string. Is there a way to reach for it?
As you reach for it, you hear the door open. You hear Memeng's voice. Ali?
Meng?
You turn to Memeng.
Yeah.
The hexagon disappears, the student's gone, your glasses revert back to normal. You stare at her and you see her looking around. Ali?
Meng. I try
She walks
again.
into the room, not seeing you.
Meng, please, Meng.
And as she looks around, she notices some of the papers on the floor. She seems to realize must have been the window. She goes to the window and you hear the rain starting to fall. And as she closes the window, thinking the wind must have blown some of the papers to the floor, she stops and stares straight at you.
I'm a mess. My eyes are teary-eyed, and I'm just like, I close my eyes and I say a little prayer of like, I hope you can see me. I hope my students won't forget me. I'm dead. I'm dead.
She slowly walks towards you. And as she gets closer and closer, she starts reaching one hand towards her face.
I open my eyes just as she... You know,
Just
her
as
hands,
she...
just as her hand is like getting close to my face, I open it. It's like expecting that her hand would go through, and she's not, like, just hoping she's seeing me.
Sadly lose one corpus. Her hand plunges through you. And as you painfully step aside, annoyed that it didn't stop, she didn't feel you, you realize she wasn't looking at you at all, but looking at something behind you. She's staring at the whiteboard. She's seeing the spiral that has been drawn on it. And she's... Oh my god. Was someone here?
I'm here. I'm still here.
Oh no, I think we lost Mars.
Oh, wait, what? I'm still here. I'm still here.
Oh, there. You're still there?
I'm
Okay,
still here.
for a moment, you froze. I thought we lost you.
No, it's okay. I said, I'm still here. I'm still here.
She's not hearing you. Do you try to extend your voice for her to hear at the risk of more power being lost?
Yes.
So if you notice down in your sheet, under keening,
Yes.
the level 1 power allows you to throw your voice.
Yep. Hearing voices.
It's manipulation keening, and it will cost you 1 pathos.
Yep, I'm at 1 pathos. Woo!
Roll manipulation keening, which is your manipulation plus 2.
Oh, and then keening.
4 dice.
4. Can I use a willpower?
Of course.
Yes.
This game is already so stacked against you. Of course you can roll a willpower.
Please. Maawa ka. The dice. I'm talking to the dice gods. Oh no. Nope. I have 1 success that's removed by the 1.
You're speaking, please hear me, please. You're trying to talk, you're trying to feel. You feel the voice carry outwards, but then it misses where you wanted it to land. And somewhere outside in the street, there's a woman with an umbrella moving when she hears a voice, please see me. She starts rushing. Suddenly, it makes sense why ghosts scare people now, doesn't it?
Oh yeah. I in that
And
hopeless.
Ali, as you realize it's failing, the dog comes up to you. It seems very worried about you, and it's whining for you to go to it instead.
I just I ignore. Like I kind of in this moment just lose hope. Like I'm dead. My students will forget me. You know that moment of despair. I'm dead. My
Mm-hmm.
students will not remember me. I did see my students. Maybe it was just a flickering thing. I'm dead. I can't teach them anymore. I can't go back to school. I can't help Sir Wang. And then my mind flickers. Sir Wang, I was supposed to take care of Bruno. I was supposed to take care of Bruno. I'm sorry, Sir Wang. And then I just go down to the dog and like I'm trying to get as much comfort in the dog knowing that I can't take care of Sir Wang's. Like everything's lost now in the
The,
death. I grieve.
the dog, the dog whines. You hug the dog as you cry, and as you cry and sob, and it turns into really ugly crying. Memeng never turns to look your way, and that's what makes it even more painful. You know, it's like sobrang, but she is completely erased. It's like you aren't there at all. Check in, everyone okay? The
Yeah,
game is
we're good.
very heavy now, isn't it? But
That's
everything
great. That's
okay?
great. It's wonderful. Yes. Knives. Let's go.
Okay, jumping back to you, John. You're muted.
Yep. Sure. Hello. I'm back.
You are in the familial home, and as you are standing there with your Tai Chi sword in hand, you see your mother is um your mother is clutching her rosary, and she is right now knelt before the altar of altars in your house. You know that one altar that has the
Uh,
most number of possible iconography and idols and statues that can possibly fit in one area.
eh.
It's that table. And she's knelt before it, and she seems to be right now hushed and hurriedly praying the rosary.
Hmm.
Lightning flashes. Is your house near Makati as well?
Um,
Are you Alabang? Are you Quezon City? Are you... Hindi ka naman Cavite, no? Masyado malayo niyan.
not too far. Naisip ko yan sa mga usual field chai locations. Kasi you're either a Binondo Chinese or you're the San Juan QC area. QC na lang para safe.
Okay. So you're further north right now, and the rain has been falling. Kumbaga, the rain has been raining kanina pa.
Hmm.
Your mother is there desperately praying. What do you do?
I kneel beside her and I... Wait, where's my dad?
You turn and you see your father standing there. She's so beautiful, isn't she? When I first met her when she was young, she wasn't beautiful. But she was smart. And she was fearless. And that was more important than being beautiful.
Aren't you going to talk to her?
He looks at you. You think I haven't tried? This is the moment. You hear the phone suddenly ring. Your mom turns to look at the phone. She hurriedly goes to it. As she's listening to the phone, you wish you could hear what's happening. Then,
Okay.
a cry of pain you've never heard her do before. She collapses down to her knees and the phone hits the ground with a clatter. And she screams in anguish and pain and yells, "No, no, it cannot be true."
This is the moment. Have
Your
you seen this
father-
before?
Your father looks at you and smiles. "Yes, I've seen it before because I know what will happen. This is the moment you learn I was lying." The door opens and your father rushes into the room. "Susan, what's wrong?" And your father drops to his knees and hugs your mother, and your mother is still. Yes, yes.
Ah.
You turn to your father, the one who's been with you, not the one hugging your mother, and you see your father smile. "Now you know I was lying."
Somehow I'm not surprised.
And still you're a disappointment.
So, who are you?
He gives a bow, almost, overacting and all. "I am your shadow, Ace. And unfortunately, I will appear as the one person who will forever judge you."
I stare at him and like, we'll see about that.
You hear your father, "Susan, what's happening?" "It's Ace. It's Ace," said she's inconsolable. She's on the floor, she's rolling, and your father, not being the touchy type, rather than go down to hug her or hold her, reaches for her phone instead to see what the message was. Of course, there's no message. It was a phone call.
Hmm.
You could see your father getting frustrated. You could see the violet swirls of frustration and and the red patches of anger starting to cloud around him.
I reach out to the red and I try to pull at it.
As you reach your hands towards the red, the shadow father leans towards you and whispers, "I could teach you a more efficient way."
I laugh and I look at him and I'm like, I've never been particularly obedient to you. And I ignore him.
Roll 4 dice. 3 dice.
Okay. Let's see. 1, 2, 3.
You made it 3-2-2 instead of 4-3-2.
Huh?
The Dark Passion. 3 yung anger.
Wait, let me double check.
Or, sorry, am I reading the wrong one? No, tama, no?
Yes. Correct.
Okay. Okay, roll.
Alright. So 3.
Yes.
Okay. I have a 10 and a 1.
Ooh, I love it. So with your 10, get 2 pathos. Huzzah! Diba? That's yummy pathos, yummy energy for you. But then because you rolled a 1, I get a temporary axe.
Nga, di ba?
So as a player, you're starting to get the system as well of how it works.
The ones give you more stuff to do. basically.
Yes. And as you both kind of picked up earlier, the shadow can offer shadow dice, which is the GM saying, "I'll help you."
Quote unquote.
No, it's real help because it's additional dice.
True, but the shadow gets stuff from it. So
Okay.
yeah,
Continuing,
sure.
your dark father smiles as you pull the fringes of anger and you suck it in and you feel the pathos fill you. Your father, Susan, tama na! What's going on with you? And she looks up. Si Ace na aksidente. And she starts explaining the phone call, that she had a call earlier, that there might have been an accident and they're confirming. And then that the police on location has found your license and they're now being asked to go and identify the body.
Hmm.
And as your mom is struggling to explain all this, you hear your father, yun na naman ginamit yung driver. Your dark father looks at you. See, I'm not that far from the real thing.
And so Ace is like taking a deep breath and he's like, okay.
You are dead, and I am your shadow. Because I believe you should let go and move on. There's no reason to stay and be a wraith. There's no reason to hold on to these insignificant fetters.
Somehow, you're the worst, my dad. And I always know what to do when he's at his worst. I just never listen to him. Okay, let's get out of here. I kneel down beside my parents. I can't touch them, right? I use the sword and I kind of just
See if you can touch them.
with the sword.
Um, you'll try that.
Yeah, I kind of just tap with the sword, yeah.
Lose a corpus.
Still doesn't work.
Yes. I'm sorry. This is the painful reality of wraith.
No, it's okay. I needed to figure it out.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Okay. I stand and I just kind of look at them and I'm like, it's a good thing you had more than one child. I guess they'll have to do the rest. Me referring to my sibling.
As you're saying this, one moment. Oh, okay, okay. I see now what happened. Um, you have Argos listed in the bottom,
Ah,
but you don't have Argos in the first area. Your first area was embody, right?
yes.
Yeah, I'm returning that into the layout.
Okay. Sige.
Okay. You have Argos further down.
Okay.
Nakahiwalay siya kasi you learned it through your shadow.
Ah.
As you
Ah.
as you are whispering, at least you have another child. Please roll charisma and add 2 dice.
Oh. Um, just charisma, no?
Yep. Charisma and 2 dice.
Oh, plus 2 dice. Okay. Oh, but okay. What
Nice.
Okay.
Are you willing to spend a pathos point?
I'm gonna path. You know what? Pathos. Yeah, sure. I've been getting pathos. Sure.
As you whisper, at least, ayan, what was your line earlier?
At least it's a good thing you had more children. I guess
Yeah.
the rest of my siblings will have to handle it.
And as you mutter this, the pathos fuels into your words. And you see your mother and father suddenly look around. Your mother looks at your father. Did you hear that, Ramon? Father, shh! You see him looking around. Hindi magandang biro to.
Huh. What do you
Yeah.
know?
You hear your mother. Ramon, that sounded like Ace. Your father stands up and you see him walking towards you.
Okay.
Dark father looks at you and mutters. That's embody. That's the ability to project yourself onto the skinlands among the quick. With enough mastery, you could actually become fully alive. I can teach you that.
And yet somehow, I rather enjoy not.
Your father's about to walk through you. What do you do?
I take a step away.
Okay. Your father misses you.
Uh-huh. It's been painful being stepped through.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Ramon, I'm sure I heard his voice. Susan, can't be. He was in an accident. Anong hospital daw? Ramon, you heard it too. Do you try it again? Your dark father looks at you. I can help you do it better. I offer you 5 dice.
Rejected. No.
Welcome to Wraith. Now you see how the shadow is very, very... And in the actual game, it's talagang... You offer the dice.
Yeah. Sige lang.
I'm sure you have something you want them to hear. 5 dice.
No. No.
Do you leave? Do you get out of here?
Yeah. Grandfather.
You stumble away from your parents. You hear your mother, Ace, are you really here? And you hear your father, Susan, tumigil ka nga dyan. Kakaya. And as you pull away from them, you stumble out of that room. You're now in the main living room. And then you stop and you're like, do I have to pass through the front door?
Yeah.
Why am I a ghost and I feel like I'm in a prison? Because I can't open the damn doors.
Oh, I can't? I can't go through the walls?
You can. Just spend the corpus.
Wala bang open window? My gosh. Wala bang open window dito?
Yes. Now you have a better understanding of why ghosts haunt places sometimes.
We're stuck here. Can't get out.
Yes. You look around, you're searching for an open window. Your dark father continues to walk after you. Oh, Ace, must you be such a disappointment even in death? There's so many ways you could deal with this so much more efficiently. You can keep ignoring me like you ignored your actual father, and you'll just make it harder for yourself.
I ignore him. I ignore it.
Pulling away, you finally find an open window.
Yeah.
In your in the kitchen, one of the helpers has left the window open because the helper is sneaking a smoke break.
Ay, nako. Well, works for me.
The strange thing about the Wraith intangibility is when it comes to surfaces, they're solid.
Okay.
So as you approach the window and you look at the table bar, when you press your hands on the bar in with the idea of stepping on it,
Yeah.
it sustains, it holds.
Okay.
But then when you try to pull a handle to open it, you pass through. Diba? So that's the weird metaphysics of Wraith. As you reach on the bar and you try to clamber on it to climb your way out of the window, please give me a basic strength athletics roll.
5 dice.
I'll offer one.
No, I think we're fine. We're so fine. We're super fine. 10, 9, 9, 8. Okay, we're so fine.
You get up on the bar, and as you get up on the bar, sus Ginoo! Kuya Ace, anong ginagawa mo dyan? The helper staring at you.
Wait, I'm gonna get out first. I'll be like,
You step through the window. Huy! Ace! Huwag kang lalabas dyan! And as you are hanging out the window,
He's inside?
she's the one taking the smoke break.
Outside.
Yeah.
Whatever. I ignore her. I'm like, I'm dead. Whatever. I jump out.
You jump out and you land outside beside her. You're both still protected by the roof from the rain. And Aling Inday is staring at you. Grabe ka, na yung ka lang bumisita ulit sa nanay mo.
Nakikita mo ako.
Ito naman, di naman ako bulag. Buang.
I'm like, hindi mo ba alam patay ako? I'm just,
Biro ng ganyan. Starts giving the sign of the cross. Hindi magandang biro yan.
and I'm just laughing. I'm like, oh my god, this is hilarious. This is useful.
You hear your mom's voice. Inday! Ay, ma'am! She starts killing the cigarette. Inday, lalabas kami. Ma'am, sandali lang, si Ace! Your mom starts crying in the distance. Ay, ano ba na niya? Inaway mo na naman nanay mo, no?
Hindi, patay ako. I'm just like, I'm dead.
She shakes her head and she goes to the side door and
I'm like,
opens it.
tingnan mo to. I'm like, what did I do? Like, I can go through things, right?
Yeah.
So I'm like, here, look at this.
What do you pass through?
What so far? What have I found safe to pass through that doesn't hurt?
Nothing. They
What?
all hurt.
This is annoying. Wait, okay, wait. I realized that. And I'm like, ay, teka lang.
Wait, sorry. I'm looking at your sheet. You've reduced temporary corpus. But your full corpus nabawasan ng isa?
Oh, am I?
Your full corpus should be full.
Okay.
Everyone, you all have 10 corpus, and then you've been losing the main corpus. Wala kayong temp.
Shoot.
Yeah,
Okay.
wala kayong temp right now. So kung ano yung binawas mo kanina sa full mo dapat ibawas.
Okay, there. 5.
Okay, yeah.
Dang.
So you lose a corpus point as you pass your hand through the wall. But Inday sadly does not notice because she's already gone inside. Ma'am, dito ako, ma'am. And you hear her inside the house. Ma'am, anong kailangan niyo po? We're stepping outside. May nangyari kay Ace. Ha? Kausap ko lang. Mamaya na tayo mag-usap. Importante to, nagmamadali kami. Wala munang bisita sa bahay. Pero ma'am, si Ace, mamaya na natin pag-usapan yan. And you see your mom and your dad hurry to the car.
And I'm like, oh, itong si Inday. So, okay, they do all that, and I'm like, I'm assuming at some point she comes back to me.
Yeah. She's back at the door and she's, grabe, ano namang away yan sa ginawa mo sa nanay mo?
And I talk to her, Inday. Pagbalik nila, malalaman mo na na-hospital ako. Na-aksidente ako, car accident.
Huwag ka magbiro ng ganyan. Ayoko ng
Hindi ako
ganyan biro.
nagbibiro. May third eye ka. Huy!
Ay! Wag. Ayoko ng ganyan biro. She starts, stomping on the ground. She's covering her
Like,
ears.
okay, fine. Basta babalik ako. And I'm like, is it still raining?
It's lighter now. You think it's safe to risk it?
Wait, actually, can I get an umbrella?
There's an easier way to travel. You hear your dark father.
Terrible.
If you allow yourself to turn intangible before you are hit, then you can remain intangible longer.
Is there an umbrella I can use? Like a spirit umbrella thing? And I'm like, is that even a thing? I try to can I grab objects don't hurt me so far.
You look on the side, you see the umbrellas ni Inday and the other helpers. You reach out to grab one, lose corpus.
Oh, come on. Dang it.
You hear your dark father. Let me teach you.
Ewan nga. Shoo.
Just will it. Willingly turn intangible.
Here's the problem. I don't like, of course, like meta-wise. Like, okay.
Yeah.
I'm thinking,
That's fine.
I don't want to listen to him, but at the same time, what he says had sense. So I'm like, okay, ghosts can become, pero...
Ace, I am you. Let me help you.
You're not me.
I'm the side of you that knows you're never good enough.
You're a terrible side of me.
Precisely.
Precisely. That's why we're going to make use of you as...
Lose the corpus first, willingly, so you stay intangible.
So how does that work in okay, so stepping out, how does that work? Like, can all ghosts just intangibilize for lack of a better word? I don't know.
This is a GM question?
Yes.
Or is this to the dark? Is this a question to the shadow?
Clear question.
Yes. Basically, your shadow's telling you if you spend the corpus first, you turn intangible. Then you remain tangible for the scene.
Oh man, I lost so much corpus already.
Yes, because you weren't allowing him to teach you.
I'm gonna wait the rain out first. I'll just be like, it's fine. I'll now that I know that Inday can hear me, I can ask her to open the door.
You turn to Inday.
And like, so if I need to get out, I can just like, Inday, pabukas lang ng door or whatever.
She looks at you. She stands up and goes to the door, opens it. Hindi naman nakalock.
Oh, thank you. I go outside. And I'm like, I just thank her again. Thank you.
Ibang klase ka ring bata ka. Sa ilang taon ka na naming nalagaan, ganyan ka pa rin.
I wait for the rain to die, and then I'm like, I don't know. I wonder where Ali is.
The dark father looks at you. He seems has to have a knowing smile but doesn't say anything. Because he knows he'll
Okay.
just throw him down anyway.
Yeah. For the current period, yes. Okay.
Inday sees you sitting there on the side watching the rain. Oh no, may problema ka na naman.
I look at her and I'm like, so ano yung pinaka... I mean, how long have my parents been in different rooms?
He looks at you. So nasabi na rin sa'yo.
Sinabi sa akin.
Naku. Kinuwento ng lolo mo. Yung lolo mong yan, di talaga marunong tumahimik. Matagal na. Bago ka pa pumuntang States.
What? I'm like, wow, even before I left? Grabe.
Yung mami mo. Yung mami mo. Nahuli ng tatay mo.
Si Ma? And I was like, what? My mom? With whom? With what? Anong details? Sige, kwento mo sa akin.
Ayoko ng chismis. Hindi na mahilig magkwento ng ganyan. It's not healthy to make chismis.
It's not chismis if I'm the son who should have known all of this in the first place.
Yun ang problema. Bakit di mo alam? She smiles at you.
Hindi naman nila sinasabi sa akin.
Masyado kang busy sa heart mo. Si Heart. Lagi na lang si Heart.
At least may puso.
Hanggang tanda mo na, baduy ka pa rin. Buti na lang yung heart mo mahilig sa baduy.
Well. Oh well. Sige. Anyway, I just so Ace just sits there and waits for the rain to go, and he'll I don't know. You can switch to March if you need to.
You're both sitting there waiting, and as the minutes stretch on, you hear a small chirp, and Dai gets her phone. And Dai slowly turns to look at you.
Ano?
And Dai looks at her phone. And then she looks at you again.
And I'm just like, oh, ano?
And then Inday reaches to touch.
Nope! No. I'm like, wag mo akong hawakan. Sakit.
We cut to Ali.
Stupid.
I love that it turned into comedy. Can I just say I love Inday. Inday.
I'm gonna have to give her a name.
Inday.
So she's a middle-aged Inday or something.
Inday. No, Inday's already great. I literally like we all know an Inday in our hearts, in our minds.
Yes.
Inday, si Day.
Filipino.
Yes. Okay.
Ali, back to you.
I've cried as much as I've cried. You know, like the type that I've released all the tears and parang hininga na lang.
The dog is licking your face to try to calm you down, and then the dog looks at you, and then you see the dog hurry down the room.
I follow.
Clambers up one of the tables and points its nose.
Where?
At a box.
Ano meron dito?
Looking at the box, you realize the box is a Scrabble board.
Oh.
I try to like.
And then you see the dog look at Meme, and then at you.
I, um, I, I'm gonna play stupid. I'm feeling pain already. I know my corpus and stuff is fucked, but I'm gonna play my character to the. She will try to touch the board.
You reach your hand towards the board, and I presume you're thinking about how you possess the car.
I don't know. I'm just trying to like grab tiles, grab it, because I know that so far everything's been touched, but items have been moving around. So I'm like, I'm just trying to grab. I'm trying to grab.
As your hand interposes with the board, um, the moment you lose corpus, so lose one corpus from intangibility upon forcing your hand through the board,
Mm-hmm.
you also suddenly connect with it with a way you did not expect. Roll dexterity and 3 dice.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And
Dexterity
just
is
warning, we're
4.
down to our last 15 minutes.
Woo! 7 dice. Let's go.
You want
7.
more dice?
Well,
I can give you 3 more dice.
let's go with 7 for now. We you know, she will ask, but she is open to the doggy's help. She already got help from the doggy earlier, and the dog's helping right
Yes,
now.
yes.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6,
It's a
7.
cute shadow. Still a shadow.
Okay, so that's 9, 4, 4, 2, 8, 3, and 1. So that's 1, 2, 1 success. Are you sure you don't want 3 more dice?
No, it's okay. We'll give it for the next roll. This is the first trial muna. Feel ko muna. Hours ko.
Okay. With your 1 success, upon brushing against the board, you're immediately innately aware of the exact number of tiles for the specific letters.
Ah,
So parang even if you were not aware of it normally in your mind, that brush of your finger, 100 letter tiles. There's 12 E's, there's 8 O's, there's 3 G's. Why do I know all this?
can I physically grab it?
No, you already tried and you passed through. That's why you lost corpus. The
Now,
dog whines and presses its snout towards the board.
do you know how to touch the tiles, doggy?
The dog seems to give a annoyed sound, and then the dog leaves the Scrabble board and then barks at you at one of the nearby windows.
Okay, I go to the window.
Going to the window, you see the dog looking at you. You're standing in front of the window, and that's when you hear it. Finally, you hear the voice, and looking for the voice, you find yourself looking at the window. As you're staring at your reflection is moving independently of you.
Ew.
I touch my face. I touch the. I instinctively touch the reflection. Like I don't like confused.
Lose a corpus. I'm sorry.
I'm dumb. Don't worry. I'm playing a dumb character. It hurts.
Your reflection, will you stop destroying yourself? I'm your friend. Can't you see that? I'm trying to help you.
Am I going crazy because I'm dead?
I can only speak with you if you're staring at your reflection. Otherwise, that's me. You see the reflection motioning towards the ground, and you see the dog.
Oh, oh, you were the dog. Oh, thank you. You've been so helpful all throughout the. I'm confused. I don't know why I'm not in heaven. Is this purgatory? I don't know where Ace is. Man can hear us.
I wish I could answer that question, but the fact is, I'm you, and I don't know the answers either. I just have the edge
Why
of
am I a
knowing things
dog?
about this world.
Why am I a doggy?
Don't you recognize? That's the first dog you ever had. You stare at the dog. There's this faint memory of a dog when you were like 4 years old. You
God.
were terrified of the dog. You were too young to understand dogs. So whenever it was playful, you were screaming in fear.
Oh my god, that dog scared me.
I was your first friend.
You're married.
I will always be your friend.
Okay. Alright.
Because no one understands you except yourself.
Why why can't I think Meng can hear me, but she's acting like she can hear me and then she doesn't. What's going on? How can I make her hear me?
That's because your voice stretches past the skin land sometimes. It's called kenning.
I don't.
Keening.
I'm kidding.
Unfortunately, you're very weak right now. You're running out of energy. You're running out of the pathos that fuels you, and your corpus is getting tremendously thin. If it gets too thin, my love, you're going to rip yourself apart.
Why are you calling me my love? It's like that's not how I usually talk to myself. Okay, sure. Weird. This is really weird
Well,
right
I'm
now.
sorry. I just manifest myself the way you've always imagined a perfect friend. Must be those novels you used to read when you were young.
Then that realization, the
Cringe.
tone of voice, I immediately blush and look away. It's like, oh my god, did I just manifest like, I will call her. Trying to think of a name on the spot. Ah, just manifest. Oh my god, like she's remembering her crush. She's like blushing. Is
I've
it?
always been with you, even when you denied that I was there with you.
I never told. I never told you how I feel though.
It was always easier to pretend you were like everyone else, but the truth is you are far better than them.
Ew.
A bit weird, but
Now
okay.
listen to me.
Okay.
There is very little energy left in you. The pathos is too weak. We need to get you stronger before you try anything.
Okay.
Do you understand?
I mean, you're saying a lot of weird things right now, but all I know is I need to get stronger, so that makes sense.
Because you are you have unfinished business.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I
And
mean,
while I do believe it would be better to just move on, I'm your friend. I want you to finish your unfinished business first.
how do I finish the? I'm dead. I can't take care of a dog when I'm dead. I can't take care of
There's
Sir.
more than you can do than you realize. Remember all the ghost stories you've read, the hauntings, the possessions, the the movement of things, the poltergeist activities. All
But
of that is grounded in truth in a way that we have all overlooked.
but aren't ghosts bad or like lost souls? They need to go to heaven. They're stuck. They're not supposed to be here.
Well, we've always understood that the world liked to label good and evil depending on who's in charge. Now, Ali, listen to me.
Okay.
You're too close to the edge. I cannot risk you falling into a harrowing. People remember you. Your students remember you. I
Okay.
need you to remember and to draw from that. Do you understand?
I saw my students
Think
earlier.
think of all the times that they remembered you and cheered you and celebrated you. Close your eyes right now and think of that.
I closed my eyes.
You roll 2 dice, that's your memoriam. Your difficulty is 8, and every success is a pathos point you immediately gain.
Okay. So just 2 dice.
Yes.
Can
Sorry,
I?
your memoriam's only 2.
Can I did not know, but can I ask for to add willpower to this? Because I'm like,
That's good on manage.
Add willpower. You spend willpower? Yes, you can spend a willpower point.
I will. Willpower. So, I will roll 2 dice.
So you have 1 from willpower,
Yep, and these 2 dice.
and you have 1 more. You get 2 pathos back. So 2
Yay!
energy fills you immediately from seemingly out of nowhere.
Oh,
Ugh.
You see your friend smile in the reflection, and she now tells you, now you have 2 choices. You could try to whisper to her directly using keening, but know that it's going to be costly. Each attempt will use up some of your pathos.
I will just want to talk to her. I just want to talk to her. It doesn't matter.
But you have an alternative option.
That
You
is?
can possess the Scrabble board. And you can move the letters to show the message you want.
I think I remember the car. For some weird reason, I kind of get what she's saying. Like, I always remembered, I'll just call her Marjorie. And then her, and like her nickname is just Marge. Marge. I remembered Marge was so smart. She was like, she rivaled my smartness. And whenever she would talk to me, it's like, it just made sense. I would do anything she would say. So I'm in that headspace right now. So it's like I'm talking to my crush. You know, high school crush. Like, yes, I did something with the car. It was weird. I felt my body was broken and all over the place. I think I'd like to try it with a Scrabble. I've been talking to her. It doesn't make sense, but maybe Scrabble might do something.
All right. Then think of the car. Remember? You know how to go in a car.
Yeah.
Imagine the Scrabble board to be a car. Go in.
Oh, okay. I close my eyes. I just try to imagine, like, the...
You reach out your hand towards the board. You sort of imagine, okay, if the board was big, you imagine pulling a door open.
It folds
And
into a
since you
car,
succeeded
like,
in the-
folds into a car, and
You,
then I'm like,
you
trying to go in.
succeeded in the roll earlier. I won't have you re-roll anymore.
Oh, thank you.
You're in. And again, once you're in, it's that same feeling earlier. There's 100 tiles. I have this many letters. I have 2 Fs. I have 1 K. I have 3 Gs. Oh, the Bs are 3 points each. I don't remember that, but now I do. And as these are all in your head, you hear your friend. All right, you have inhabited the shell. Now, you want to claim it. You want to take full control, and you want to manipulate it. Are you ready?
I just want to be able to talk to someone, anyone, even if it's Meming, out of all the people here. I just want to talk to her.
Roll strength and 3 dice.
My strength is probably...
Here, let me help you. I'm giving you 3 more dice.
Sure! She thinks it's Marge.
Roll the 3 extra dice separately.
Okay, I will, I'll do my 1 dice. 1 plus 3, right?
So what's your strength plus 3? Go.
My strength is 1. It's my lowest. It's my dump stat.
Okay.
And then 3. I will roll. So the 3 is separate from the 3 you told me, right?
Yes.
Okay. Ooh, candles out.
Okay. And then now roll 3. That's okay. Then now roll 3. You feel yourself claim the shell. Suddenly, in your mind's eye, it's like every letter in the tiles is like on the tips of your fingers, and you could choose the combinations you want to display.
Oh.
The body is your board, so you can place them. You have full control of the board and the tiles.
Yeah.
And as you do this, you see, you can't see your reflection anymore. You see the dog looking at you. It seems happy. But then, the dog starts sounding worried. You see the dog looking at you in a panic. And suddenly, the tiles are swirling around you. The tiles are turning into a whirlpool. You are sinking. You are fading. The dog howls as you disappear because you need to spend 3 pathos. How much pathos do you have?
I just have exactly 3.
Reduce your pathos to 0.
Okay.
And as you run out of energy, despite having full control, you slip. You fall through. You plunge again into some place that is cold, strange. You don't even hear the dog. To close tonight's session, Ace, Indai is staring at you and she reaches for you.
I jump back. It's like, oh, you can't touch me.
Sus Maria Josep. Multo ka?
Parang hindi naman.
Ayoko ng ganyan. She raises her hand and you see her. She makes the sign of the cross. She starts looking around panically, wondering what to do. She hurries to the kitchen. What do you do?
Oh man, I'm like, I don't know. My character would be just like, Inday, kanina pa tayo nandito, di ba?
You hear banging and clanging in the kitchen. She seems to be digging for something. What do you do?
I peek in. What is she looking for?
Peering through the doorway, she's opened the cabinet. She's holding a jar. She opens the jar and grabs a handful of salt and she throws it in your direction.
I jump
Roll
back.
dexterity athletics.
Dexterity athletics 4. Seven.
You leap back, and as you leap back, you see the salt particles hit the ground. And as they hit the ground, each one seems to flare like it has sparks and embers.
Oh,
You're
shoot.
staring at it, and you look at her, and you see her. "Ay!" She starts praying in this old. You know how the old prayers are more Latin, and as
Yeah.
she's praying in these old Latin prayers, she grabs another handful of salt. And you see it starting
like-
to sizzle and burn
like,
in her hands.
Uy, tama na. Gusto mo ba akong patayin? Are you trying to kill me again?
She seems to be overwhelmed with fear as she raises her hand to throw it at you. Please roll empathy and charisma to convince her to stop, because it seems her faith is strong enough to repel you.
Yes, it hurt.
Oh my god.
Empathy plus charisma 3 and 2. 5.
Okay.
Uh, 6691.
Would you like 5 dice?
No, I don't want 5 dice. Yung willpower. I forgot about my willpower.
As you call out, Inday, wag! She still flings it and starts saying, hindi kasi Ace, demonyo ka. Most of the salt misses you, but one of them, a small bead of salt, not bead, a small crystal of salt, hits you on the shoulder.
That hurts.
John, on your character sheet, so you see the corpus, right? You're not
Yeah.
removing corpus. Instead, look further below.
Yep.
You see there's bashing, lethal,
Lethal,
and
aggravated.
aggravated.
I'm
Please
assuming we're
copy
not doing
Please copy the box of aggravated and mark the leftmost corpus box. No, the ones with the check. No, above.
okay.
Undo, then there. So that corpus block is considered lost, but it's still spendable if you heal the aggravated eventually.
Okay. So parang it's temporarily gone until I get...
So for wraiths against other wraiths and things that affects wraiths, your corpus boxes work like health levels.
Hmm.
So So they can heal, they can be repaired, they can recover. Against the living, they just strip a corpus immediately. It whether it's a nuclear bomb, a knife, a fist, or a table, you lose a corpus the moment you hit it.
Okay.
So you're super durable, but you're also the most fragile thing in the world. But then against another wraith, it's like living versus living.
Okay.
So if you had 10 corpus and you were hit for 4 damage, you mark 4 of them with bashing.
Yeah.
So it's like fist fights.
Okay.
So here, Indai's salt has burned you as if it was fire if you were alive. And you do not turn intangible upon getting hit by the salt. You stare at her as you realize your best link to the quick is now the most dangerous thing for you.
Annoying.
You hear the Dark Father, "We best get out here. If she hits you with one more throw, she might destroy you completely. This is not the way I want you to end."
And yet you do want me to end.
"Of course, you're dead. You should move on." See Indai raising a hand of salt again. "Abagurong Maria." She starts praying. Do you run for it?
Yeah, I hop away. Wala namang ulan, di ba?
The rain has stopped.
Okay. Yeah, I back away.
You leap into the street, the Dark Father telling you to keep going, and she does not chase after you. She just starts sprinkling the salt around the vicinity of the kitchen, the doorway, creating a wall of embers that keeps you from returning home through that way.
Annoying.
No.
Oh well.
The Dark Father looks at you, you see the frustration. If you stop fighting and let me help you, you won't keep reacting. You will know what you're dealing with.
I always like learning on my own. And that's not going to stop now.
Well, it got you killed.
No. The truck got me killed.
Had you allowed me to teach you to drive, you wouldn't be dead.
You never had the time to teach me how to drive.
No, that was your father. He looks at you. I can teach you now. And with that, the camera pulls away as we end session 3 with a better grasp of your wraith natures
Oh my
and
god.
how the world works with you.
Yep.
Or it is.
Oh my god.
Learning.
Am I dead? Because I essentially they took all of my willpower pathos. Am I dead?
Well, your friend did tell you that she didn't want you to slip into a harrowing. I guess you'll find out what a harrowing is next session.
Oh my god! Yay! Okay, cool, awesome, nice. I mean, she tried to help.
Yay.
She tried to help. I played a typical reaction of somebody who just died, a normie who died, but it was fun.
That's fine.
It was super fun.
Actually,
It was super normie response.
it's a good thing. It's a fairly good response.
Mhm.
Diba? And then like she's
Very natural, and at the same time, we're still moving the plot forward, which is great because some people can slip into fully emotional and not doing anything, right?
yes. I just love it. It's like I just want to communicate.
Very
I just want
happy
to do
with how
this.
this game went. I hope it wasn't too triggering or
Oh,
too
no.
intense.
No, it's cool.
I'm a
It's
World
very-
of Darkness storyteller as well, and it's like the knifing was so good. The storytelling on point, like the emotional, the delivery of it all. It's chef's kiss. Couldn't have done it better. So, thank you, Tobe, again for a wonderful game, and again, thank you to everyone who tuned in and listened in. I know majority of the stream was in a different language. It was in Bisaya, parts Filipino, but I'm glad for the people who stuck around and participated and joined the chat. It was super nice to see familiar and old, new and familiar faces and names in the chat. And a reminder as well, we just finished 3 sessions. We have 3 more of this mini campaign, but we won't have any sessions next Thursday, as our storyteller is doing work stuff. So wish him well on the work stuff. We will be back October. We'll be back October and resume what happens to Ellie and Ace. So if you guys like the developments, you like to hear a very unique storyline for Wraith, continue to check out the stream. And 2 of the episodes of Magnificent Si Wang is also on YouTube, so if you want to catch up through YouTube or through the highlights here, is also a thing. But yes, thank you again, Toby, for the lovely game. And I shall raid out.
Thank you for playing.
Yeah. Oh my god, I was laughing.
Indeed.
I was muted because I was laughing so hard in the Indai moment. Indai was such a mood. It's like, oh my god,
It is a good
no.
moment.
Like, no, Indai. It's like, sir, badyan. Badyan. Oh my god.
That's fun though.
We're dead. We're dead, but
We are actually dead.
we're dead. Wait, Wraith raid. I'm just gonna go Wraith raid. Ooh, Wraith raid. Wraith raid. That's it.
Okay.
Yes, and
Thank you so much for playing. I will have to go.
Yes, I'm just gonna raid out in a bit. Alright, bye guys. Raid.
Thank you so much, and I hope it wasn't too triggering.
Yes. Boy, and stop.